his province, his culture. Jason Moss has loved being in Montreal for this, his first year with the Alouettes. Stand back and, oh, yeah, we got this going on. And
yeah,
oh my goodness, an official.
This started with Chris Edwards throwing Jake Hardy to the ground and throwing a punch.
It's getting ugly here.
Yeah, if I'm Montreal and I know I'm playing next week, I'm not getting involved.
Get them out. In the melee, you saw an official get knocked down to the field. This could take a while to sort out, as you see coaches, staff in the mix, just trying to get everybody separated back to their benches.
Take it home.
And you're right, at this point, Alouettes have a lot more on the line than the Ticats do.
So this started, watch off the right side of the formation. You're going to see Chris Edwards rushing. Jake Hardy comes up to the line of scrimmage to block him. Stay on this matchup. Edwards throws the Montreal receiver to the ground. Appears to throw a punch at the end of it.
Sort this out. There might be a couple guys leaving. I'm just letting you know, both sides. I'm just letting you know.
I'm gonna tell you this: they're going home. We're not. And if one of our guys get fucking suspended next week, it's because of this.
But we have to do what we have to do. I'm just letting you know.
I hear what Jason Moss is saying down there, and I'm going to tell you flat out, I agree with him 100%. His team didn't escalate this.
We have multiple fouls after the play. All misconduct fouls. Against Montreal, we have unnecessary roughness against number 19, 15-yard penalty. We have unnecessary roughness, Montreal 20 for coming off the bench, 15-yard penalty and an ejection. We have major foul against Hamilton, number 24, rough play disqualification, 25-yard penalty. We also have 2 unnecessary roughness penalties for 15 yards against Hamilton, 80 and 90, both coming off the bench, both disqualifications. The difference is 25 yards from where the ball went dead. It's first down.
As announced by the referee, Tim Croker, so the bottom line.
2nd and 10. We'll see where Foggy goes on this from the Ottawa 36-yard line. A minute 50 left, third quarter. And they just can't get to Ricky Foggy. And he has another first down as he does that little stutter step and then is hit hard, and there's another roughing penalty. And again, it's Bruce Holmes. And Chris Schultz is there to tangle with Holmes, and we may have some ejections here. Second time tonight, Bruce Holmes has taken a late shot at Ricky Foggy going out of bounds.
Not only a late shot, it's a shot to the head. It's one thing to push someone out of bounds. It's another thing to try to hang him to dry by clotheslining him.
See it again. Foggy is on the sidelines fighting for yardage, but boy, there's no need for that. See, now, if they don't throw him out of the game for that, I don't know what the referees are thinking. I really don't. Schultz immediately moved in, and you can't fault him for that. Never mind whether the hit was late or not. You don't shiver a guy in the head like that.
You sure don't. Hey, they could accumulate enough yards on that penalty to take them out onto the street.
That's just bad business all the way. Ricky Foggy, thankfully, looks like he's okay, and he gets up smiling, which we might expect. And they have thrown Bruce Holmes out of the game, and Chris Schultz as well, for the altercation that occurred after the play. And Holmes, incredibly, well, I guess it's not surprising he's angry.
There's a disqualification for fighting. Ottawa 53.
Disqualification for fighting, Toronto 67. First down.
Tempers were hot in this ball game. Watch the bottom of the screen. Bottom right-hand corner. About the middle, Andy McVeigh starts throwing the punches. This game got nasty, and believe me, it gets worse. Later on, the Bombers do more damage on the scoreboard. Burgess drops back, finds Thompson on the end of this 18-yard pass, 18-1 Winnipeg. This one was all Bombers, and the Stamps didn't like it. A late sack on Steve Taylor did not sit too well with the Stampeders. That's when things got out of hand. Some punches were thrown. Some players were tossed out of the game. The sidelines did clear. The Calgary players rushed into the melee. Eventually, cooler heads did prevail. There you see Rod Hill getting into it for the Blue Crew. Finally, order was restored. It's not very often that you see a brawl in the CFL. To be honest with you, I cannot remember the last time. It has been a long, long time ago. The final 28-15, nonetheless, for Winnipeg.
Yards per catch.
Down to the red zone, looking end zone. Oh, what a touchdown! Duron Carter somehow was able to hang on and knocks down an Ottawa coach as he goes along the sideline, and now everybody's into it. And this is probably uncalled for Duron Carter to take his celebration to the bench. There was a penalty flag on the play. There will be more after this. It was a one-man parade down the sideline, complete with a knockdown. Unnecessary knockdown, and now everybody's into it.
Well, you knock down the head coach and you know the rest of the team's going to be close behind.
Lost in all of that, an unbelievable catch made by Duron Carter, and now everybody's into it.
And I suspect a little bit of Duron Carter's reaction was in response to the hit that he took.
And the knock on Duron Carter has never been his talent. He has loads of it. The knock on Duron Carter at times has been maturity. And I know he didn't like the hit, but this is not smart.
Yeah, I mean, there are a handful of things that you can control within the world of sports. One of the things you have to control is your emotions.
Is yourself.
You can get excited, you can be fired up and look to motivate your teammates with that. But you got to do it in control. You got to pick your spots and do it in a way.
On the previous play, we have pass interference, Ottawa, number 2. That penalty will be declined. It will be a touchdown. We also have major foul, unnecessary roughness, Montreal, number 89. We also have objectionable conduct, disqualification, number 89, Montreal. We have rough play, disqualification, Ottawa, number 24. We'll do the conference.
Well, Chris, the Rocket Ruckus in Toronto last week got all the attention, but it wasn't the only brawl. They got into it in Winnipeg. The Bombers against Saskatchewan. There were 7 players ejected from that game, that late game brawl. One that Urban Bowman, the Winnipeg coach, said was disgusting. He thinks that this can be nipped in the bud if the officials get control of the game early. Call penalties early. Don't let it get out of hand. He says this isn't hockey, it's football.
Bronco package. And that throw for Kirkland is incomplete. And a little wrestling going on here as Mike Labinjo got jumped by an Eskimo who took exception. And for the first time tonight, it has looked like the Battle of Alberta. Not that we're condoning it, but it took a 32-point deficit to see some emotion out of the green and gold. Richie Hall is going to try and get his players out of there. There's Tate George. Patrick Kabongo is in there for Edmonton. And tempers are getting frayed here. Still over 8 minutes to go. not sure how it all got started. No, Andre Talbot and Labinjo were tied up with each other. Kirkland goes down. Now, that's Talbot to the left. That's his legs. He goes right over his own player and pulls Labinjo down on top of him. And then Talbot goes after Labinjo. Brandon Browner's in it. Kirkland jumps the pile. But Labinjo and Talbot were still going well after that play was dead.
Well, and the league is going to take a look at this, all these replays to see where the punches are thrown and things like that. And, you know, to be honest, I would say if you're the Edmonton Eskimos, I mean, this is the type of intensity you need when the ball is kicked off. I mean, there's a punch right there. Kirkland throws one on Brandon Browner, I believe. Wes Lysak grabs him.
Boy, Labinjo really worked over Andre Talbot. 288 pounds up against 194. Find out if there's ejections.
Unnecessary roughness. Calgary number 42. Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Edmonton number 9. We have a major foul, rough play, disqualification. Edmonton number 89. At the end of the play, 25 yards, 3rd down.
So Tremaine Kirkland in his first CFL start.
Well, he got thrown out
the only player to get ejected.
He got thrown out for the punches. I mean, he was kind of outside the pile.
3rd quarter, 17-point Ottawa lead. Riders from their 50. Allen throws wide open as David Williams. And he'll get it into the BC 48-yard line. And then he's slammed into the cement wall by Henry, and a fight starts. That was a vicious hit by Mike Henry on David Williams. And there will be ejections here. At least one player for certain.
Oh, without question, for one player should be gone, it should be Henry.
The stands are very close to the field here at Lansdowne.
Watch the move on Jefferson. Jefferson's still going downfield. See him go out of your screen? Williams just does a lazy out and then tries to stay in play because he can make one of these and turn it into a big one. He's out of bounds. That's unnecessary.
Well, that's dangerous. And then the swinging started. Williams throwing punches. And of course, that's not the wisest thing for him to do. He's liable to break a hand. There's Mike Henry, the rookie defensive end of the BC Lions, and David Williams, and it looks like maybe they've both been ejected from the game.
We have a disqualification, number 96 BC. A disqualification, number 4 Ottawa. Major foul, unnecessary roughness, number 96 BC. 1st down Ottawa.
Well, I think Goldman asks a legitimate question when he asks why David Williams got thrown out, but you're not supposed to retaliate, and of course he did take a swing at Mike Henry, so perhaps he deserves to get thrown out too.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, you can get someone to throw you into a wall or any type of action like that. If you don't retaliate, there's something wrong with you in the first place. I agree with Henry being thrown out. That was unnecessary. But I agree with Goldman. I question it too.
I'm not sure why Henry would be as upset as he is, unless he's mad at himself.
The giveaway takeaway ratio at +14, trying to cash in here, but 2nd and 10. Pressure, they got him! Kiwana Jones with a forced fumble on the sack. Saskatchewan on the rampage. The Lions look to have recovered it. There's some extracurricular activity. A helmet goes flying as it's a Saskatchewan helmet of Scott Schultz, who had it ripped off his head, and it was thrown by Shirko Haji-Razuli. We saw a controversy earlier this year when A.J. Gass threw John Comiskey's helmet.
And Mark, this will be very, very interesting. You see the other player without a helmet, Rob Murphy, who thrives on this, and more flags throw as the Moose Jaw native Scott Schultz, enraged over the treatment he received. It looked like Shirko Haji-Razuli ripped his helmet off as he was in the bottom of the pile. Let's take another look at this. Let's follow there as Razuli, as he pulls back out, he misses Kiwana Jones. That might be one of the reasons he was upset. Now there's Schultz right here. He's in the pile.
There's Murphy in
there
and there's
Razuli punching.
And there's a kick or a knee there by
Well, you can see him. He's right there. He's pushing it, and he's actually, right now, he rips the helmet off.
There goes the helmet.
But he punched him a couple times ahead of that, Mark.
That was a street fight at the 40.
Well, as we watched the official announce the penalties, it looked like he was doing some form of aerobicized exercise by doing the motions of unnecessary roughness on either side.
Look at Murphy here pinning John Chick and staring him down. Here's the call from the ref.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. BC number 56. Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Saskatchewan number 56. Major foul, disqualification. BC number 18.
Tell you what, some of the culprits got away with
a fumble followed by the recovery of the ball by BC. From the end of the play, we'll move back 25 yards, and it will be third down.
And Haji Razuli looks like he got off scot-free.
Are you kidding me? Come on. Are you kidding me? Rob Murphy there's Kelly Bates. Corey Rogers doesn't understand what's going on. It's almost like, you know, when you get a penalty from a major and you have to get somebody on the bench to serve it. He's like, me?
And Haji Razuli.
How did 55 escape that? We saw the punches. We saw the helmet rip off. And he, wow. Let's take another look at that and see, because, wow, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Rogers protesting his innocence. There's the big shot by Kitwana Jones, the forced fumble, and then the melee.
Well, let's watch as we see 55 come back in. Now there he is on the top. Now watch as he comes around to see the punching. He's right there. Watch him go. 1, 2. There's 2 punches. Then he gets in and there's another punch, and he grabs the helmet and absolutely rips it off Schultz's head.
Corey Rogers, who feigned his innocence at least, is out of the football game, ejected.
All right, well, okay, Corey Rogers, if you got called by the official, that's fine. But you tell me, you explain to me how that man escaped the ejection.
Now Ken Austin trying to help Big Scott Schultz regain his composure. It was 3rd and 49 after that huge sack and forced fumble that took the Lions out of field goal range.
Battle of Alberta, which turned into World War III. The two teams squared off in a couple of bench-clearing brawls, which saw 5 players thrown out. Calgary coaches say that Edmonton's Jeff Broswell kicked Andrew McVeigh between the legs. The Eskimos say the stabs precipitated the mess. Whoever started it, no one finished it. Everyone eventually was throwing haymakers in this foot brawl. It got crazy after a while. It was like watching a battle on Saturday Night Main Event. If this is only an exhibition game, wait for the real stuff to begin. And it's a good thing the coaches stayed out of it. Otherwise, they might have been fighting too.
In a hurry. Brink. Oh, Tito Pobla tried to join the circus too. Incomplete pass. So 3rd down, and we've got a scrap going.
This is full on.
This is full on. Glenn January's into it. Look it out now.
All the big boys are in the middle of that, and a whole lot of punches have been thrown.
Marcus Howard and Glenn January going at it here.
There's going to be a bunch of ejections from this one.
Well, a frustrated Winnipeg football club, obviously. And now Kim Murphy and his crew will sort this out. You throw a punch, you throw one punch, you're out of the game. There were a number of punches thrown there.
Well, there sure were for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But you keep an eye on him. Julius Williams right in the middle of those double E's out around midfield. Some pushing and shoving starts. Chris Greaves involved as well. January comes to the defense of his teammate. A whole lot of other blue and golds and green and golds join in, and away they went.
Yeah, a lot of grill grabbing. A couple of haymakers.
It's a lot of big, angry bodies in a very small space.
Ted Laurent with one. There's Howard with a shot. There's another flag. They caught him for sure.
I would think at the very least we're going to see Glenn January and Marcus Howard make their way to the showers.
We have multiple infractions on the play.
Really?
We have disqualification, rough play. Winnipeg, number 69, and player 67. We have disqualified for rough play, Edmonton, number 97 and 91. We have unnecessary roughness
for the Eskimos.
Number 62,
lost their bookends.
Winnipeg, and number 37, Edmonton. The play's offset. It will be third down.
Look at this. Julius Williams and Marcus Howard, the two rush ends, have both been ejected.
De retour au stade Percival Molson, les Alouettes mènent maintenant 32-10 après le placement réussi de 16 verges. Regardez sur les lignes de côté, Dave Starla qui lance de l'eau à Brandon London. Et là, Brandon London qui fait tomber Dave Starla. Les deux joueurs se bousculent encore de l'eau, petite main au visage. Et finalement, Josh Burke qui vient...
Training camp for the Riders is always competitive, but you're looking at rare footage from 1983 when things got a little heated with a fight breaking out between Don Swafford and Ken Brown. Eventually, other players jumped in to try and break it up. That year, there was plenty of competition, including at receiver, where this rare footage shows Ray Elgard catching a touchdown pass during a scrimmage at his very first pro camp with the Riders.
At least one guy did not handle it at all well. Alfred Payton, the Owls linebacker. He embarrassed himself, and then the team embarrassed itself by allowing him to continue play after jabbing his coach in the eye. The incident happened in the first quarter. Payton saw one of his teammates talking with Owls assistant coach Scott Spurgeon. Alouettes coach Bob Price, do you believe that, says the team will evaluate the incident.
So Ken often has to take it on himself to slow him up.
And Austin takes a shot and gets up and goes after Willie Fears. So we got something going down here as Fears took the free shot on Ken Austin. And a lot of cloth flying. And
but something's got to happen. This is good. Now watch this. Ken gets knocked right on his keister. He's going to get up and say, hey, I'm not taking this stuff. Let's get somebody fired up. That's Willie Fears comes across, takes the shot at him. Now let's get somebody excited out there, and maybe you can be productive. If not, if we're going to win something, let's win a fight out there.
Yeah, may have spoke volumes that it took Austin to take the first shot.
Major foul, rough play, San Antonio number 78. Offside, San Antonio number 78. Total is 30 yards and penalties. First down, Toronto.
And disqualification. Fears headed to the dressing room. Gone for the night.
I'm not so sure about the disqualification. I have to admit that. You take a shot, you get penalized, whether it's unnecessary roughness at 15 yards, but I don't think the disqualification should have taken place.